So we are joined by now another all-new team. This is Team Lunar Covenant. And really quickly, does one of you want to give me a sort of brief rundown? What is your game?
Yeah, so it's a cheesy 90s action sci-fi game where you and a co-pilot are working together to fend off enemy ships and reach the solar system, steal the moon.
Okay, all right. So I guess where did that initial concept come from then? Well, how did that brainstorm session play out?
It started with us splitting into like two groups because we each had different ideas. I think we decided for more of a grappling game, and then someone's
Yeah, because we originally started with a grappling game that
Yeah.
was physics-based, but co-op. You started with
Yeah,
a
our side was like a Pokemon TCG game because the Pokemon Pocket had come out. So like that'd be a cool idea because we've got a roboticist. So like, well, we need to use an abuser basically. So like get her doing something. So like we could do that, and then it was like it's not really working. So then like she'd said about a flight sim game to make a controller for, and then that kind of devolved into a space game, and then we kind of just took the idea from there and. We got the idea of stealing the moon was when Brian McDonald had a hair where he cut his beard, he looked like Gru. So we made a joke about stealing the moon, and it went from there.
Please, Brian, I love you. I'd never say anything.
Brian.
I did not say any of these things.
I do agree with them though. But no, that's actually a really interesting way of brainstorming, sort of split up and formulate all these ideas, and then I guess you sort of take from everything. In terms of your group, then, how does that sort of split? As in, what sort of members do you have from what sort of backgrounds and disciplines?
So we've got 3 designers. I'm one of the designers. We've also got Owen and Luca. Then Keegan's our animator. Edgus and Brad are programmers as well as Logan. We've also got Nathan, who is a writer. Bailey is our roboticist. And
our only
Is that
artist
everybody?
is missing in action we have never
Yeah.
seen.
Okay, yeah. So all the work falls on you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have a very art-heavy game.
Luckily, no.
I wouldn't say so.
No. Yeah. It
Always.
was.
Luckily, there's not a lot of assets in space.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's
Yeah.
mostly
Yeah.
empty.
It's just rock number 1,
Yeah.
rock number 2.
You know, they don't tell you us, but in space there's a lot of space.
Yeah.
No, there's like asteroids and planets and lasers. Yeah, there's always lasers in space.
Oh.
That's where the lasers come
Yeah,
from.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's, I guess if you're not sort of focusing on that, I guess a lot of work for programmers. Lots of work.
It's a lot of work, but I wouldn't say it's too much. I
Our
do keep
programmers are
pushing
very
things to Egg
competent.
as well.
Okay,
But
It's a fair amount of work.
yeah.
Yeah, I suppose that it's sort of good to, you said I have this, and this in my team, so it's good to look at, okay, what realistically can we do with that amount of people? And I suppose if you have 3 designers, 3 programmers, you're sort of okay. You're not stretching like there's some other teams that maybe have like a programmer or 2, so all the work gets put on them, and it's like realistically we can't make the best game possible. But you guys seem like you're quite a large team, so you have a lot less restrictions as to what you're capable of doing.
I think it helps too that we also all very much get along with each other. So Logan, who's one of the other programmers, has quite a bit of skill in Blender. So whilst I've been doing initial concept sketches and gathering information, I then go to discuss it with Logan, who then goes to make a rough model. Then every other sprint we change bits, whether that's through testing or trying to refine it a bit more. So, but because we all know each other, we're able to take on more work because we are really invested into the project. So it makes up shortfall quite a bit.
Yeah, it's definitely good to be working on something you actually enjoy. Realistically, like we're all here at university, we should love what we do, and that definitely helps when you're actually working on a project you want to work on. And it's definitely great when you're working with a team of people who are so like actually just decent people and
But look, with the amount of investment people have in this project, I think if half the people didn't do what they did, we would be making a completely different game at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, definitely. It's good to scope with what you have. Yeah.
It also helps that everyone's just cooperative in general. No one's like, almost like, almost.
No, you're good.
No one's like, oh no, we're gonna do this idea, and if you, I don't care what you say, blah blah blah. It's like everyone gets along.
Teamwork, like you can do whatever you want, but the grounds is teamwork. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Someone can make an entirely different game. It's not your team's game at the end of the day. It's no one person's piece of work.
Yeah.
And I think that helps. And so I guess you touched on it. Sort of, how's that sort of been managing the agile process and with your sprints and all that work?
We've been doing pretty well with that, actually. We've been setting up meetings to go through what everyone's done this sprint, what we think we should work on, and then we'll go through what each person individually should do for the next sprint. And yeah, I think
There's a lot of that I've sort of took into my sort of domain as like just admin and domain minutes. So we have just Teams channels dedicated to this is what this overarching goal of the sprint is, but these are the individual tasks to get that overarching one. Then we usually review every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Usually get a quiet room for an hour or two. We've been making quite good progress with it, and I think it's been making everything clearer. We've managed to actually focus in because it's relying on co-op, which have a lot of skills and programming that has to intertwine with each other to make that tension. When we get to do the agile, it's actually making it a lot easier as to what we want to try and get to get our current state of level 1.
Yeah. All right. So give me a sort of idea then. What sort of like the most recent sprint, for example, what were sort of your goals across that?
So we had the green light process on Tuesday, and to be fair, a lot of the main stuff was in the game, but it was on different branches. So it was getting everything complete and bringing the full product together, so we can be like, yes, this works, or no, this doesn't work. Luckily, we found that everything works, so that sprint was quite successful with just getting everything together, getting something fully playable, and hopefully getting out for a play test soon.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, hopefully if you need any help, we can help play test and stuff, and maybe show off some stuff on here. But I suppose if that sprint went really well, are there any sort of setbacks or some issues across the development process that
I don't think there's been that many, to be honest.
Not from what I know.
I expected a lack of a artist to be an issue, but it's really not.
You prepped for that.
Yeah.
Because we're kind of building with the team that we have, not the team that we want, which has definitely helped a lot. The slowest side could probably just be like the custom controller, but we've not had that many issues with it. And in terms of the progress we get to see that more of the theory is working. It's just that the current state now is actually building the custom controller and getting it to talk to Unity, but everything custom controller side, like the inputs, is now working.
Yeah, I guess if you're building your own custom controller, that probably takes lots of different programming stuff. How's that sort of worked out? Are there any sort of weird hurdles to overcome?
An initial idea we had was just getting stuff from the controller to talk to Unity, but once we got over that, it was smooth sailing. There's not that much programming that goes into it. It's more about just having to build it as the biggest part.
I think we actually have a model of it here. If one of you wants to go grab that quickly.
So do you want to grab it? It's on your side.
Where is it?
And we can run
hidden away.
Like.
I think it helped a lot too that early on. Bailey spent a lot of time figuring out how it would all work. This is the current documentation.
Oh, okay.
It's a lot.
Okay.
How it's all assembled and talks to
this
each
is
other.
all documentation on this controller.
Just that controller.
Jesus.
So we got rid of
20 odd pages. Wow. Wow. Okay, so I guess where did the initial idea come from to make a different controller?
Because we had a roboticist.
We had a roboticist.
We wanted to use what we had, and we didn't want to leave anyone left out. So
So you got a roboticist, you want to do something cool with him. It's like, because not like if you don't have a roboticist, you can't really make a peripheral for it. Whereas having Bailey on the team really opened up what we could do and how we can actually incorporate the controller into design, other than just having an accessory.
Yeah.
Like make it part of the game. It's kind of modeled behind like your pilot in the spaceship. So it's like the HUD's very light on control side of things because the controls are here.
Here in front of you. Yeah. So run me through quickly. What are we working with here?
So there's 3 main sections. There's the defense.
Yep.
There's the main middle section, and then there's the navigation pilot. That's it. So we have 2 joysticks. One for the
that's what it will look like on the
yeah. One for the pilot and one for the gunner because they act differently. So the pilot will be piloting the ship, making sure we're going where we need to go, and the gunner will be shooting enemies or any obstacles. Does anyone else want to?
So part of the design is that there's 3 buttons next to each joysticks. When you take damage in the game, something in the ship will fail, and that actually affects how well your ship performs. But specifically, you need to press these buttons to fix that, and they kind of be chosen at random depending on when you take damage. But we found out when we want to really make it tense for the cooperative side, to sort of like cause arguments, what fixes the gunner side is on the pilot side. And what fixes the pilot is on the
of
gunner
course, yeah.
side.
So it just feeds into the communication and yeah. So
And
that's a balance to strike really when you're playing a game. Are you playing 2 separate games on the same screen? No, you're actually impacting each other. Yeah.
then in the middle, we have a digital display that will be used for FMVs. So we're planning to do some in real life recordings of characters, then display them on there.
Oh.
They'll be used for sort of like talking to each other in ships and when you gain signals from command. And there's a little speaker just below it here that plays that.
Oh, okay. And so I suppose this is sort of your roboticists. This is their child for this entire
Yeah.
Okay.
No one proposed it and they've worked phenomenally hard.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
all on.
No, it looks brilliant, and I think it looks really cool when it's all done. If I'm looking at that, I think do we have some stuff then to show off, and you can see sort of what the game looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah. If one of you wants to go and sit in that chair over there. Quick look. If you put the headphones next to it on as well.
I mean, it's 2 players, so it would help.
Oh yeah, if someone else can sit in the other chair
Okay.
and put the other headphones on. Yeah. Is it on the same keyboard and mouse? We have one keyboard.
Yeah, it's only on one keyboard
Okay, cool.
for now. Until we have a control.
Yeah. Yeah. You put the headphones on. Cool. Maybe keep like one ear open just so you can hear us. Then. Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
Do we need the mics for it?
Yes. Yeah. Alright.
Do you want to be pilot? Or
Okay.
gunner?
This is your general
That'll be
like
good, yeah.
opening. Here's your controls. Okay.
Yeah, it's the virtual controls that we're using for log playtest
Right.
until we can get
The real controls.
The
Yeah.
real controls,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So what am I looking at first then here?
So in this is level 1. You currently have to where those red circles are sort of, you need to put the ship into there to take over the radio tower basically. When you get all 3, your center task is to then destroy a satellite that is being controlled by the UNOV, which is the United Nations of Earth, your sort of supposed bad guys.
Yeah.
The pilot is on the left and gunner is on the right. You can see there's a little panel to the left of like their screens on the bottom. They will light up telling you what buttons. to press
They're
on
equivalent to the
controller.
buttons. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what will be showed to display damage.
Mhm.
On the right side with the gunner, there are some ships flying around. Do they fight back yet? Or
They do,
are they now fight? Awesome.
but the issue is that the enemies aren't very balanced right now in the way that they're complete pushovers.
Yeah. Fair
You have to get extremely close for them to shoot at you, and you can just park your ship like a little ways away and just gun them down from where they can't do anything to you.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
there's
have
a
you been hit?
malfunction.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
That's one of the malfunctions. Smoke just starts pluming out of your dashboard into your face. You can't
Yeah,
see
and you
nothing.
can't see them. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So obviously I can see there needs to be a lot of communication of okay, let's go to this radio tower. Oh, turn so I can shoot this guy. Yeah. Okay. And so this grid here is like the play area of the entire map. Then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
sort of bounding box.
Yeah. And so what happens then once you've gone through and captured every radio tower?
The big station, the metal, is going to lose its shield. You can gun it down, explode it, and move on to the next
and that's
level.
how that's your the next level. Okay, so there's gonna be multiple different
Yeah.
versions and iterations. Yeah.
We plan for about 3 sectors by the end. Each one doing slightly different things. So this one is take these out and destroy the center tower. I think level 2 is an escort. It's an escort mission.
Yes.
And the third one is sort of like a boss fight where you've got the United Nations capital ship. You've got to defeat that in front of Earth. So then
All ties back. Yeah. Yeah. And so how far into producing the 3 different sectors then are we looking?
Well, since we've now finished all our mechanics, and that's all in place,
It's now just sort of building. It's
Yeah.
taking what you got and just doing it, putting it in.
the focus is shifting towards making the content, which is the levels, and balancing the game and adding like polish.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we got all.
Like I can see right now, if they're gonna move so they're just plain white, you can't really read that text, but when they go back the orange, you can. So yeah, just polish like that, it sort of adds to it. And, yeah.
I think the gun itself is on like its third or fourth iteration. It keeps changing, then we find a new issue with it, so then have to go back to the drawing board.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Do you guys have anything else to show? Is it just the build?
That build at the minute.
Okay, yeah.
Just another document.
Were you?
Sure.
Yeah, if you have some other documents, yeah, that's cool. Just keep up the process.
More documents, more writing. Hell yeah.
We want to see it all. This is what we want to see everything, the nitty gritty of what is game development.
Yeah. What this all works. Okay, this like game is like
Do you want to keep the headphones on while you talk? Yeah. Give it microphone to stream it. Yeah.
This is like a design document for the controller, just to kind of show where all the information is and what you're going to be doing. So this is all based on the initial designs. Then we should have a 3D render somewhere, I hope.
We might not have sent that yet.
Are these the documents that are here?
Some of those are in there. I think it'll be that one you're looking at. Should be a 3D version. I think I've seen Bailey go through about half a dozen on just fusion and different things, trying to get the sizes and doing the math for it.
I suppose that's the thing with a robotic student. It's like it's gonna be perfect.
It's-
Everything
yeah.
has to be. You're like, oh, I'll just build a thing. No,
Yeah.
it has to be like to the micrometer.
Oh, I've heard
Watch
of
it
her,
come
so
out.
I was like, I have to do the maths again. Like, there's something.
Well,
just
what
not
happened?
clear.
Oh, it's 0.5 instead of 0.51.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that's okay. No, it's not.
Really?
No. Yeah.
That's fine right there.
I think it should be.
Is that like
Yeah.
Blender or something on these computers?
No. Is it
Nah.
working?
No, we
no.
don't have the
No,
controller.
that's fine. Then we're gonna come sit back down. Okay. So you're about. So I guess we just all had the mark. We're about halfway through production of the entire project now. How do you guys think you're going? You think you're on track? You think
Yeah,
you'll get it?
we've still got quite a bit to do, but other features are in. So we have a game. It's just making it into a better game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Making it fun to play.
Yeah,
That's the goal of this midweek, is rebalancing a lot of the core mechanics to try and get that cooperative side as good as it can be. Then after that, we'll look at level 2 and 3's implementation.
Yeah, because I guess once you've built essentially the game, you can just keep building as many levels as you want. Really, yeah. But, I suppose this week, have you guys had your review yet this week?
We had it on Tuesday.
Yeah. So what was sort of the main moving forward? What were the main points to take away from that?
It was very much just the juice of the game, like wasn't there. Like it's nothing to. It wasn't fun in the nicest possible way that they said it to us.
it also wasn't that challenging as
Yeah.
well. There weren't enough enemies, or yeah,
We're having to go back to the drawing board on a few things, but it's very much just adding effects and stuff to make it feel like you're actually piloting a ship or you're in a gun, or like you're shooting the guns, they're moving side to side, and effects happening, just so you feel like you're actually dogfighting with enemy ships.
Yeah.
And just giving that feel, because once we get there, we're probably halfway there with what we want in the experience. The rest of it's just making sure everything's balanced.
Yeah, definitely. I think. And do you think going back to the drawing board on a couple of things and doing that, do you think that's going to be like a large setback for you at all? Or do you think you can still make it on time?
I don't think we've been set back that far.
No.
It's just tweaking what we've got in the game.
Okay.
Yeah, the main thing is we don't want to add more stuff to it. We want to go back to the core mechanics and just
Just
try-
polish.
Try and
polish
rework
them,
some things,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, it definitely seems like you guys have like actually a really cool game, and I think once you can get the controller made and start implementing that, then it starts feeling immersive and like a really like the game you're trying to make, like you're actually piloting a spaceship. Do you have like a sort of estimate then of when in the process you can actually start using this controller?
Well, it's all going to be laser cut for using plywood in a few weeks. So ideally, I'm gonna get it painted and then our robotics is gonna put it together. get all the electronics done, and controller wise, probably a month. I'm gonna say prototype controller. I think she said 1-2 weeks, but I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
She's probably killing me outside.
Yeah. For roboticist needs all the time, you know. No, but yeah, because in my mind, once this is there, that's the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it'd be really exciting. It'd be nice to have you guys back in when you've made it, to just show off and play with the actual controller.
It's gonna be fun trying to move
Yeah.
it around.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, carry this big thing around. Yeah.
It's like it's built out of like 5 sections full of like electronics.
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting.
No, it'll definitely be like, this is a really cool, unique selling point. Like all the other games, we'll all be there on demo day looking at all the other games, and you'll sit down at the computer, you'll play the game. But to like see from the other side of the room, oh, big massive toy, what is this? I think that's definitely a really cool idea, and you guys are really smart to say, okay, actually, what can we have this tool here, what can we do with it? But I think you guys have a really cool game, and I'm excited to see where it goes.
Right.
But I think for now that wraps us up here.
Right.
So thank you guys so much for joining me. Good luck in continuing to make the game. Thank you to everyone for viewing, and we'll see you at the same time next week.